What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is an exciting day because it is warm enough to paint, and so that is what we are going to do. I've got everything masked off the best that I can, and I've got my garage floor covered, trying not to get crap everywhere. But we are going to start with some primer. Now, the primer that I'm going to use is a self-etching primer. It is by Marhide, and my painter recommends this. He said it's great for spots that are bare metal, like what I've got here where the rust was. So we're going to start with some of the bare metal areas and coat it a couple times, and then we're going to move on to some just Duplicolor primer, and then followed by paint. So let's get started. So this Marhide requires 10 minutes flash time between coats. So probably only going to use a couple coats of this, and then 2 hours of dry time before we top coat it. So I'm going to use 2 hours basically before I go over it with the second round of primer, which won't be the Marhide, it'll actually be Duplicolor. All right, guys, so it's been 2 hours. I've let everything dry on the etching primer. So now we're gonna go to some Duplicolor, just regular primer. I'm gonna go over it. Now, each coat says that it needs at least 10 minutes between coats. I'll probably put 2 or 3 coats on. So let's get started with the Duplicolor primer. So we got some pretty good coverage with that first coat, and I think probably only 2 coats is all I'm going to be using. So we're going to let it set for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to go over it with a second coat, and then we'll wait about 30 minutes and we'll start to base coat. Now it's been 10 minutes for that second coat, so now we're going to go ahead and start putting on some red. I'm not sure if I'm going to clear coat it, not 100%, but anyway, I've got about 4 cans of red. I think that should be enough, hopefully, because my local parts store does not have any more and I didn't order any more. So let's get some red on there, and then we'll kind of take a look around and see what we've got. So I have got it completely sprayed, the entire car, top to bottom. I did along the bottom side of the frame rails, and I am going to go ahead and clear coat it. Now, I will say I thought I was going to be able to get away with 4 cans. I had to go get 2 more, and really I probably could have had another couple. Down here where the fuse is set, I didn't get as quite as covered as I wanted it to, but everywhere else that you're going to see, I tried to make sure that it's going to be covered. So You know, like the end of the frame horns, I didn't get real crazy with them. Obviously I had my prop rod here, so couldn't really paint behind there unless I wanted to move it, but I didn't. So like I said, that's going to be covered. So now we're going to move on. We're going to wait about 30 minutes and give this a little bit of dry time, and then we're going to hit it with some clear. Now I only got 2 cans of clear because the only parts I'm really worried about are, like I said, what you see. So this top rail, the top side of the inner fenders, and then maybe a little bit on the firewall. So I'm not going to get real crazy on where I put the clear, but that is our next step. The paint is finished. I'm not 100% happy with the way it came out. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of rough looking. I did run over it with my buffer. I didn't show you guys that on camera. It's kind of hard to get into these angles, and the main part that I focused on was the fenders on both sides and the rail here across the front. And really you're not going to see a ton of this either, but because the headlight covers the majority of it up. But like I said, it looks better than what it did. It is not perfect by any means. I probably should have taken it to my body shop, but because everything's out of it, that just makes it more of a hassle to take. So now that we're finished with that, we can start taking all the tape off. So that's our next step. We're gonna take the tape off. I'm gonna go ahead and put the prop rods or the struts back in for the hood. That way I can get rid of my manual prop rod here. So I'm gonna get all the plastic off of it and all the tape off, and then we'll, like I said, put those hood struts back into place. All the tape off, all the plastic off. We got the hood struts back into place just because I didn't trust my temporary prop rod. I just didn't want the hood accidentally slamming down. But this is all we're going to be doing today, guys. But you're going to want to stay tuned for the next video because we are going to be putting some cool stuff on this, and I'm not going to ruin the surprise. You're just going to have to check out the next video on this car, and hopefully you're liking this series, guys. It's going to be a long one. Obviously we are done disassembling on the front side, so we are not going to be taking any more stuff off. We're going to be putting stuff on in the next video, and then of course we got to get to the motor. That's going to be probably in future videos. I'm going to be showing you, but I'm pretty sure I want to get this thing back on the ground rolling around before I go to the motor. So if you like this video, guys, please smash that thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed, go down and hit the subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell icon, that way you're notified every time we drop a new video. And well, stay tuned to see what cool stuff we put on this car next.